Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I will determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me today, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release today, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already, pursuant to the bond schedule or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom here with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And now I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn.
Raise your right hands.
Y'all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, none but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Anna Hunt. Morning, Miss Hunt, or afternoon. What's your date of birth?
April 3rd, 85.
Anna, you're here on a charge of battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I'll hire a private.
All right. And state what you tell me.
Your Honor, I show no prior charges, and the victim in this case, Jason Hunt, is present in court and would like to address the court regarding contact.
Very good. Jason, come on forward. Raise your right hand for me.
Yes, sir.
Solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, none but the truth.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
My name is Jason Hunt.
All right. And Jason, are you married to Anna?
Yes, sir.
All right. How long you been married?
We've been married 15 years. We've been together 17 years.
All right.
Or more.
And I understand you'd like to have contact with her. Is that right?
Yes, sir. I just want her to be okay and be able to come home and do what she needs to do.
All right. Are you concerned she's going to hurt you or harm you in any
No,
way?
sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you to get you to come here and ask for contact?
No, sir.
Okay. And Miss Hunt, I've an address for you on Little Hawk Road. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
About 5 years.
All right. You live there with Jason?
Yes, sir.
All right. You working these days?
I'm self-employed.
What do you do?
I own a distillery.
Say again?
I own a distillery.
What do you distill?
Moonshine.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What's it called?
Copperhead Southern Distillery.
Oh. I've had Copperhead.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. I'm giving away my own vices here. We better stop that. All right, so here's the deal, Miss Hunt. I'm going to set your bond at $10. Condition of the bond is that you can have peaceful contact with Jason here. It is always a crime to touch him any way he does not want to be touched. If you so much now as raise your voice, that would be considered a violation of my conditions of pretrial release. If I found out about it, I could have you rearrested and held without bond until the charge is resolved. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jason, as far as you're concerned, if something happens that you think requires calling 911, you still can do that. They'd come running as fast as they ever would, but we're going to let her come home as long as all the contact between the two of you is peaceful contact. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do. Thank you
Very
very
good.
much.
I'm going to have, Miss Hunt, I'm going to have you back in court on October 8th. Very important if you hire private counsel that you tell them about that date, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, you do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Getting moonshine legal, Judge.
Hey, well, not with the small distilleries.
It's a quantity thing. Okay.
Yep.
I thought maybe she was engaged in
No.
the TV show Moonshine.
I thought you were trying to get me to admit to committing a crime.
I don't think it's all drinking, Judge.
So, I'm not gonna. Brittany Garapi.
Your Honor, she also has drug court at this time.
Oh, that explains a lot, doesn't it? See if she's in the building, Mike?
And number 8 bonded.
Number 8, bonded. Oh, good. It's going to be easy to say. All right. Stormy McLeary. Afternoon, young lady. What's your date of birth?
July 27th, 93.
Stormy, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. Apparently you failed to appear in her court on a charge of driving on a suspended license. State, is this the sort of thing Stormy can resolve today?
Yes, Your Honor, we would be willing to offer a withhold and fines and costs.
All right. Stormy, if you want to resolve your case today, you can plead no contest. If you did that, I would withhold adjudication. I would assess a fine and court cost of $488. You'd get out of jail today, and you could come to the courthouse and make a payment plan for the $488. No jail, no probation. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yes.
You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, right to have a lawyer represent you, but you're willing to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today?
Yes.
Case number 19, CT 1884, as to the charge that you drove knowing your license had been suspended or revoked. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No
I'll
contest.
accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made, withhold adjudication, assess the fine and court costs of $488. Stormy, if there's nothing else keeping you in jail today, you will be released. When you get a chance, come down to the courthouse, see the clerk on the first floor, set up a payment plan, all right?
All right, thank you.
Very good. Good luck. Whitney Morrell. Afternoon, Whitney. What's your date of birth?
January 8th, 1996.
Whitney, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Toner. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Appoint a public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. The bond on the warrant is no bond. I can't change that, unfortunately. I am going to change your date. We'll have you back October 11th. They told you the 15th. The right date is the 11th. The public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Okay, and next thing, also, I did call the probation office and let them know I did not have transportation or any funds to report the same day to my county. They violated me due to me failing to report to my county, and I already reported to the probation in Hernando.
Okay, hang on a second, Whitney. Let me tell you something. I can tell you that the Department of Corrections probation officers are no-nonsense people. I'm not sure what happened, but that's a discussion you're going to have with your attorney and with Judge Toner, and you'll figure it out from there, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Rhonda Naylor?
Yes,
Afternoon, Ms.
you
Naylor.
are.
What's your date of birth?
10277.
There you go. Rhonda, you're here on a warrant that I signed. You failed to appear in my court on a no valid driver's license a year ago. And State, can she resolve this today?
Yes, Your Honor, withhold fines and court costs.
All right. So, Rhonda, same deal for you. If you want to plead no contest, I'd withhold adjudication, assess a fine and court costs. You're out of jail today. You can stop by the clerk's office to set up a payment plan. Does that sound like something you'd like to do?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer. But you want to give up those rights so we can resolve this case today?
Yes.
Case number 18, CT 2234, as to charge of no valid driver's license. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept that plea, find it was freely and voluntarily made. I will withhold adjudication, assess a fine and court cost of $488. If there's nothing else keeping you in the jail today, Rhonda, you will be released, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Good luck. Tiffany. Oh, got Miss Garapi? Did I get that back again?
Sherry?
Hey, you hang on right now, ma'am. I got Miss Garapi, and I'll call you next, all right? Afternoon, Brittany.
Well, she was in trouble.
All right. Brittany, you want to raise your right hand for me? Solemnly swear from tell truth, all truth, and the truth.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Bernie Garrity.
All right, Brittany. You're here. I've got 2 warrants, and a new arrest. The 2 warrants are both signed by Judge Merritt in each case, therefore failing to appear. Looks like on a felony driving unsuspended, a fleeing, and another felony driving unsuspended. I then have new charges of possession of methamphetamine, possession of controlled substance, 2 counts possession of paraphernalia, 1 count of resisting without. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself, you're going to hire a private counsel, would you like a public defender?
Public defender.
I'm going to appoint the public defender.
That green door was a salon.
She's here for, you're here for drug court.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She got other cases pending?
No.
Okay. So we're sending her back up there. These cases are set for today in drug court. Had you pled into drug court yet? Had you started the program?
No.
No.
I didn't play into it.
Okay. All right. Well, on the 2 cases where Judge Merritt signed the warrants, he set your bond at no bond and put a long list of reasons why, so I'll leave those the same. We'll just send you back upstairs on those right now. And then the 3rd case, I'm going to leave the bonds the same. It's $5,000 on the meth and the controlled substance, and $1,000 on the other 3 for a total of $13,000. I'm going to send those upstairs as well, so that your cases all stay together wherever you wind up being. But you'll be back in front of whoever's at Scaglione or Angelitis today. You'll be back in front of Judge Scaglione this afternoon and figure out where you go next. All right?
Sir, just one question. What do I have to do to be able to get a bond on those original charges? Because
well, you'll have to, see, that's what I say, I'm not sure where you're headed, because apparently the fail to appear was in front of Judge Merritt, but now you're in front of Judge Scaglione. It may be that all that happens today is that they send you back to Judge Merritt from drug court. They may decide that this means that you're not going to drug court. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
Then they'll give you a date in front of Judge Merritt, and at that point, he's the one that would be able to reinstate bond on those cases pursuant to some argument made by a public defender.
Okay.
But step 1 is back to drug court this afternoon and find out where you're going to be next.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right? Very good. Good luck. Tiffany Sherry.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Tiffany, what's your date of birth?
02/1893.
All right. Tiffany, I have 5 charges today. 2 counts of controlled substance, possession of controlled substance, 1 count of possession of hash, 1 count of possession of marijuana, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Appoint a public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State what he tell me.
Your Honor, in January, she failed to appear on a charge. It looks like that was from 2018, a paraphernalia. In 2017, possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, a violation of probation from 2017 as well. 2014 battery. 2014 possession of paraphernalia that went into some type of pretrial diversion in Pinellas. In 2012, there was a criminal mischief. 2011, a possession of paraphernalia. And then 2006, a paraphernalia charge.
Okay. Tiffany, I have an address for you on Seminole Boulevard in Seminole, Florida. Is that where you live?
No, sir.
Where do you live now?
Right now I'm staying at 34408 54 SR 54 in Zephyr Hills.
Okay. How long have you been there?
3 months.
You have a job these days?
Well, I just got engaged and I'm self-employed. I'm going to start learning the trade of painting body on cars
Okay.
and others.
That's something your fiance does? Is that what you're saying?
He's done it, yes. We haven't started it up, we're working on it.
Okay.
And this happened.
Okay. On the 2 counts of controlled substance and the hash, I'll leave the bond at $2,000. On the marijuana and the paraphernalia at $1,000. That makes your total $8,000. I'll have you back in court on the 15th of October. If you get out, it's very important that you contact your public defender right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lindsay Schaefer.
Yes, sir.
Lindsay, what's your date of birth?
12/8/84.
All right. Lindsay, you are here on a writ of bodily attachment. That means that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owe some child support. They set a cash purge of $1,177. Do you have that much money, Lindsay?
No, I paid $4,000 last month.
Okay. Are you working these days?
No, but my husband does.
When's the last time you worked?
A while. I have a disease, Crohn's disease,
Okay.
so I'm trying to get disability.
All right. I'm sympathetic to that. So it's been 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. How long has it been?
Since 2012,
Okay.
I've had Crohn's disease.
Okay. All right. And is there an amount of money that somebody could bring to the jail today if it meant getting out of jail?
Yes, sir.
How much?
About $100 or $200,
Okay.
possibly.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go all Solomon on you, and I'm going to split the difference. We'll call it $150. I'll
Okay.
find you in contempt for failing to pay child support. As a sanction for that contempt, I'm going to sentence you to 10 days in the county jail until you get $150 cash to the jail.
Okay.
If you get that cash to the jail, your problem doesn't go away. And I'm not giving you a court date, so that means that you need to get to the folks at Child Support Enforcement, and you need to find out what you need to do to get this taken care of, because otherwise they'll start the process over again and you'll get arrested again, all right?
Yes, sir. I
Good.
paid the $150 and I can go.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Very good.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Travis Brown. Have to do, Travis, what's your date of birth?
5/1/1990.
Travis, I have you here on a warrant signed by Judge Scaglione. He found probable cause for 2 counts of violation of an injunction. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You can hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I like the public defender, but I also have a conflict lawyer.
You also what?
I also have a conflict lawyer. My lawyer's name is Derek Faulkner.
Okay. What case is he representing you on?
Me getting custody of my daughter.
Hang on.
Judge, he's on the DCF role. So I don't know if
That may be where you got it. So
That's probably-
he's not getting it as conflict counsel. He's getting it through the.
right. Correct.
Okay.
Derek does that as well.
Okay. Well, we'll check. 'Cause is it? Okay. All right. Good enough. Good enough. So I'll point to public defender. State, what do you got?
Your Honor, the only thing I have is a 2017 petty theft that went into PTI.
And Travis got an address for you on County Road 416 in Lake Panasoffkee. Is that where you live?
It's 481.
County Road 481.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long you been there?
Going on a year.
Say it again?
Going on a year.
Okay. You have a job these days?
I have a full-time job in the villages, and I miss 3 days of work now.
So Travis, what I'm going to do is set your bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,000. Condition of the bond is that while this case is pending, these cases are pending, you'll have no contact with Heather LaRose. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't go where she lives. You don't go where she works. You don't contact her through social media. You don't contact her through a third person. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. Just so we're crystal clear, there's already an injunction. If the injunction goes away before the criminal case does, my no contact order still stands, okay? Mine is separate from any injunction. So even if the injunction goes away, you're not having contact until I say you're having contact. Are you clear?
That's fine.
All right, just so you know, because your case is coming back to me anyway. So if I'm not saying it's okay, it's not okay. I'll have you back in court on the 8th of October. Very important that if you get out, that you contact the public defender right away, okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good, thank you. John Gafford? Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
April 23rd, 1960.
All right, Mr. Gafford, you got 4 charges today. 2 counts of possession of controlled substance, 1 count of possession of marijuana, 1 count of possession of paraphernalia. As to those charges, there's probable cause. You want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like the public defender?
Probably hired a private counsel.
All right, State?
Your Honor, his most recent charge was in 1997. There was a failure to appear in that case.
Okay. John, I have an address for you on Titleist Drive in Citrus Springs. Is that where you live?
No, sir. My new address, if you don't mind me saying, you have my fiance up here. I was teacher in paint and body. That's my address. So I can't remember it. On 54 in Pasco County.
The one in Zephyr Hills?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. How long you been there?
We've been there about 3 or 4 months. We're remodeling the place now.
Okay. And I take it you're also self-employed?
I'm on disability, but yes, I do my thing. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to leave your bond on the controlled substance, the 2 charges of controlled substance at $2,000. On the marijuana and the paraphernalia at $1,000. That's a total of 6. I will have you back in court on the 15th of October, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Michael Layton. Afternoon, Michael. What's your date of birth?
5/5/64.
Michael, I have a warrant for you out of Columbia County. The judge in Columbia that signed that warrant filed probable cause for a violation of probation and set your bond at no bond. I can't change that. We're going to let the folks in Columbia County know that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. For some strange reason, you're still here in 5 days. They'll bring you back to see me, and I'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Gary Malloy. Once again, Gary, date of birth?
June 22nd, 1983.
So Gary, now I've got a charge of burglary of a conveyance. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, seat.
I'll appoint the public defender, Steve.
Your Honor, I believe that he was here earlier this week on paraphernalia, is my recollection.
Yeah, and I think this is all something that happened back.
Yes, and I believe he actually resolved the paraphernalia.
Yeah.
2018, he had an obstruction. 2019, there was another paraphernalia. That was in July. In 2017, he had a possession of controlled substance. He was in DOC from July of 2015 to February of 2016. Looks like he violated his probation on a resisting without, driving on a suspended license, criminal mischief, burglary of a structure. Those were all from 2013. There was a dealing in stolen property that was from 2012. And that's all I showed.
Okay.
I'm sorry, there's also out-of-state history.
All right, that's okay. Gary, I got an address for you on Tall Oak Lane in Newport Richie. Is that where you live?
Sir,
How long have you been there?
about 2 years?
Do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
I'm going to leave the bond at the $2,000, Gary. I'll have you back in court on October 15th. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD right away, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Dominic Savino. Afternoon, Dominic. Date of birth?
3259.
Dominic, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'll have you back to see Judge Merritt on October 15th. Public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anthony Strickland.
Gotta slide down.
Afternoon, Mr. Strickland. What's your date of birth?
February 25th, 1970.
Mr. Strickland, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. Apparently you failed to appear in his court on a charge of possessing a fraudulent or forged title. As to that charge, you're representing yourself. You got private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. He set your bond at $15,000. I can't change that. I'll have you back to see him on October 15th. Same thing. If you get out, make sure you contact the public defender right away, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wesley Workman. Afternoon, Mr. Workman. What's your date of birth?
11381.
All right, Wesley, I've got a probable cause arrest for a violation of probation on a case that started out of Pasco County. There's probable cause for the VOP, so the bond will be no bond. We're going to let Pasco know you're ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. It does not take 5 with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, all right?
All right.
Thank you. Anne Marie Arias Figueroa.
Afternoon, Judge.
Counsel, how you doing
Alex
today?
Highshaw on behalf of Anne-Marie Figueroa. Judge, we're here today to change plea no contest. I spoke with the assistant state attorney in this case, Shannon Jungbar.
Yeah.
Did I have that correct?
No, that's okay.
She indicated no objection in the case with time served, and we're requesting a withhold on this matter, Judge. If it's possible.
And then somebody give me a case number.
It's case. I'm sorry, Judge. It's 19-24-61. Mike.
And Melissa, do you know what the offer was?
Your Honor, the offer was an adjudication of guilt with credit time served. The reason that Ms. Youngbauer was looking at was her current and prior history, including open charges out of Polk County, resisting without driving on a suspended license, fleeing to elude possession of alprazolam, cannabis.
And how long? Anybody know how long she's been in?
She's been in for about 2 months, Judge. Those other cases, Judge, I am handling for her, so there's a presumption of innocence on those before.
And
There was one more that I would bring up, Your Honor.
What's
I apologize. It is from 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. She has a violation of probation where she received a withhold of adjudication on a possession of marijuana.
We're looking for the same here, Judge, believe it or not.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give her the time served. I'll let her keep the withhold of the marijuana. You can sort that out later. I'll adjudicate her on the paraphernalia.
Okay.
All right. Anne Marie, raise your right hand. Solemnly swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Anne-Marie Arias, Figueroa.
And you understand by entering a plea today, you have the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent. But you're willing to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with your lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Had enough time to speak to him and he's answered all of your questions?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Case number 19 MM2461. As to the charge of count 1, possession of marijuana. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest, Judge.
And it's charge of count 2, possession of paraphernalia.
No contest,
I
Judge.
accept those pleas. I'll find they're freely and voluntarily made. Withhold on count 1, adjudication on count 2. On count 2, I'll sentence you to 30 days in the county jail. Credit 30 days served. Finding court costs on count 1 is $568. Count 2 is $103, and your costs of incarceration. That takes care of your Hernando County case, Anne Marie. You're free to go wherever you got to go next. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Have a good day. All right.